So media people has very important role to inform what happened. So I appreciate your work, your job. Now, meantime, you should be very objective, unbiased. Then now regarding this visit, firstly, my commitment promoting human value, that's human compassion. Recent years, during some sort of discussion with some scientists now they say, oh, basic human nature is more compassionate. And then plenty of reasons. So that is really a hopeful sign, basis of our hope. If basic human nature is anger, then no hope. Since our basic nature is more positive, compassion, therefore we can use our brain to further strengthening, that the human nature. Unfortunately, existing modern education is very much oriented about material value. So existing education not much pay attention about our inner peace or inner value. We, with friend of some scientist, some educationist, mainly from America and Europe, and now some Indians also, is fully committed. Kasa, Bombay Kasa, Tata. Tata Institution on Kasa, social some research. Now they also, fully committed to produce curriculum about strictly secular ethics, which can fit in a secular education field. So now, end of this month, we are going to have some serious discussions. So, such a thing, I fully committed for promotion of basic human value, that is compassion, irrespective whether believer or non-believer, whether believe this or that. So, members also human being. So, I share, this is my belief. There's opportunity, people, as you witness, I think very, very, they loves me. So, some of my suggestion may help them, number one. Number two, as a Buddhist, now first, my commitment, I carry that as I consider myself one of the 7 billion human beings. So we are a social animal. So each of us have the responsibility to help humanity, to bring inner peace. Through inner peace, world peace. Killing each other, unthinkable. Tiger or elephant kill one human being, then it become news, little shocking. Now, human being killing another human being, now almost normal. The number also hundreds like that. So everyone have the responsibility. How to reduce this, and eventually, finally, how to eliminate this kind of our thinking, killing another human being. Even using different faith, my religion, their religion. That's, I think, very, very sad. So, my second commitment is promotion of religious harmony. It is very possible. Look, this country, India, over 1,000 years, all major religious tradition, lived together. So I think 3,000 years, 2,600 years, Jainism, Buddhism developed. So beside homegrown different religious tradition, they eventually, I think around 2,000 years, I think, less than 2,000 years, I think, some Zoroastrian come, then Judaism come, Christian come, Muslim come, Islam. So they live together. Occasionally some problem here and there, but basically this country, India, is truly example of religious harmony. So since this most populated democratic country, quite complicated, isn't it? A lot of drawbacks here and there. Inside these sort of complicated things, the religious harmony is, I think, truly example of the whole world. So, since this big country, we see, last several centuries, we see the religious harmony in there. So, why not? In the rest of the world, I think religious harmony can promote. So, this is my second commitment. So, here, mainly Buddhist people, and some other sort of the follow of some other tradition also, but basically, sort of very harmonious like that. And then, third commitment, I'm Tibetan. As far as Tibetan political responsibility is concerned, since 2001, we already achieved elected political leadership. Then my position is a semi-retired position. And then 2011, I totally retired. Now, no longer any political responsibility. All political matter handled by elected political leadership. So, my commitment regarding Tibet is preservation of Tibetan ecology. One Chinese ecologist wrote one article which I saw a few years ago. That article said he observed affection, global warming, effect to global warming from Tibetan plateau is as much as South Pole and North Pole. So he described Tibetan plateau is third pole. So one Chinese ecologist now realized Tibetan plateau is so important. And then, obviously, all major rivers like Yangtze River go to China, and then Mekong River into China, this area, Mekong River, and then Brahmaputra, now here, and then Ganga, and Pakistan di Khasa, Indus River, go to Pakistan. So almost all the big Asian countries, China, Bangladesh, and some other sort of smaller countries, and India and Pakistan. So these rivers, I think 1 billion human beings' life depend on this river. So we need special care about the environment. A few years ago, I met one Tibetan from quite near from Lhasa. Usually, in his valley, there are many wild animals. Then, some sort of people, I think government, constructed one factory. After that, many wild animals die. So I think water pollution or something. So therefore, they special take care about the environment of Tibet. Actually, when one of former Prime Minister Jorongchin, at that 1 year, a lot of flood in China proper. So after that, he gives some instruction. Those area, thick forest, which is the source of this river, the area this river come. So he instructed should not carry deforestation in this area, like that. So therefore, the one commitment is the protection of Tibetan environment. From time to time, I sort of express that. Then another, my commitment regarding Tibet, Tibet is Tibetan culture, and including Tibetan language. I often use it telling, according to my own experience. Now, best language among the existing sort of language, Tibetan language is the best to explain ancient Nalanda thought, philosophy, logic, and the psychology of these, or mind of the science of mind, all these Tibetan language, because you see, every word Sanskrit translated into Tibetan. So over 1,000 years, we utilize these words and through debate or to use logical approach. So therefore, I think Tibetan knowledge about these ancient Nalanda thought, I think best knowledge. And Tibetan language also is the best language to explain these things. So therefore, preservation of Tibetan Buddhist knowledge and including Tibetan language is not only concern for 6 million Tibetan people, but also is a concern for, I think, the whole Buddhist world, and particularly the millions of Chinese Buddhists. Now, today, China, I think 4 years ago, one Peking University carries a survey how many Buddhists in China. Then around 300 millions. And then one significant sort of wording is they mentioned, you see, many of these Buddhists are educated people. So then in recent years, you see, many Chinese Buddhists, they say now the Buddhist population, number of Buddhist population around 400 millions, like that. So the Tibetan, also the knowledge about Buddha Dharma is, I think, immense sort of help to those Chinese Buddhists. Already many Chinese Buddhists, they say they really showing interest about Tibetan Buddha Dharma. They find Tibetan Buddhist tradition is because of the pure lineage of Nalanda tradition, like that. So that's my commitment. Now coming here, firstly, as I mentioned earlier, promotion of human value and promotion of religious harmony, and also I ask the people, I express to the people, you see, it is worthwhile to learn or read Tibetan. So they all, you see, they Kasoda, follower of Kanjur and Tenjur. So the language, Kanjur and Tenjur, about 300 volumes, you see, that's a Tibetan language. No matter what you call Tibetan language or Bhutia language or any word, doesn't matter. But actually, the letter Kanjur and Tenjur, that is something very important to keep. Keeping is not these volumes put in altar. Like this is a Kanjur. That is not a proper way for preserve. Study, reading, like that. So I asked them, and then logically, people who showing some interest, then that's the place to explain. People not showing interest, then no way, no use to explain. So whole Himalayan range from Ladakh up to here, you see, people, you see, really loves me. So there is greater chance, you see, they may listen seriously about my view. So I come here. Then another thing, is emotionally, the 1959, end of March, the 10th of March uprising happened. Then the 17th March, was late the evening, right? Or 10 o'clock, last time, I left Nobulinga because few days since 10th March, things become very difficult. And then that problem start 1956 from eastern part of Tibet. Then 57 northeast Tibet part, my own birthplace area. Thousands of Tibetans killed. A lot of suffering. And therefore, you see, 10th March, the public sorority, uprising, you see, happened. Then next 1 week, I try my best to cool down the situation. But then neither side not willing. The Chinese side is each night more military movement and bring more soldier, more artillery like that. And Tibetan side also. I actually asked those Tibetans who suppose protecting me in Nobulinga, I asked them, few as your representative can remain, but otherwise those people should not go. Now we should go, should not remain here. But they won't listen. Then finally I escape. Then with great danger of my own life. Then when approached to Indian border, they say still we do not know whether Indian government allowed me or not. So I sent two officials. One official towards Indian side, one official towards Bhutan side. Then my official who went to Indian side, then they send a message to me, or Indian side ready, receive me. Then we straightly come Indian side. Then eventually reach this place, town. So at that time, the escape and reach India. And India, I always describe the land of Buddha, and the Indians, historically, you Indian. Now you Indian. So you Indian, historically, our guru. We are Chela. So we, not only just Chela, but quite reliable Chela. While 1,000 years, all these Nalanda masters' knowledge, in Guru's land, no longer much there. We, as a Chela, over 1,000 years, we kept all this knowledge through rigorous study, at least 20, 30 years study. Among the Japanese Buddhists, not that kind of rigorous study, chanting like that. And Chinese also, same. So I think only Tibetan tradition, because of the master of Shanta Rakshita, he himself great philosopher and a great debater, logician. So, naturally, such teacher is to want his student should come that way. So we, over 1,000 years, we study rigorously. Myself, when I carry study, I very much reluctant for study. I was very, very lazy student. But even then, 13 years rigorous study. And after that, come to India, 1959, final examination. Then soon reach India. Then I re-study all those books which I study. Now, even today, now 82 years old, still I read, study, like that. So therefore, because I think our relation is something very special, relation between Guru and Chela. And then, in a way, maybe unfortunate, now Guru become almost like Chela. We Chela become Guru. So now I come here as a Guru to those local people as my Chela. So and then emotionally, you see, 59, I come through this area, so I feel quite sort of still fresh memory. So I want once more, although few times I have been here. Now this time also, you see, I want to meet these people. Then at Guwahati, one old retired Khasati means Assam Rifle soldier. His age 78 or something. Now, I very much moved like that. So that's all. And my very nature of my visit in different countries, since I retired political responsibility everywhere, only spiritual matter. But my friend, China, is always politicized that nature. So this time also, I think the Chinese some sort of a lot of accusations, right? Criticism towards the Indian government and towards me. But these are normal way, so no problem.